Hello everybody, welcome back to my nail channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do the look I currently have on my fingers. Just one hand though, I couldn't be bothered to do the other hand. I got a fair few questions about this when I did my nail prep video, so I thought why not do a really short and simple tutorial because this look is actually really easy to do. All the products that I talk about today are available from Zillabue.com, all will be linked in the description box down below. You can use my discount code James10, James10 if you want to get 10% discount at Zillabue. I do earn a small commission if you use my discount code. Right, let's get into the tutorial. I promise you it's simple. For today's look, you are going to need some isopropyl alcohol or a gel wipe and some lint-free wipes, a 100-180 grit file, a brush that you enjoy doing line work with, a bedossing tool that has a bigger dot and a smaller dot, and whatever you use to apply chrome, usually whatever these things are, don't know what they're called. As for the products, you are going to need, of course, your curing lamp, you are going to need a good base, optional nude colour syrup gel, a shimmery or iridescent or glittery clear gel of your choice, a top gel, a dedicated mirror gel, or a thick viscosity non-wipe top gel that you know works with chrome, a non-wipe black, and your choice of chrome color. I'm going with gold. Okay, so I'm going to be using one of these Izemi canoe tips to kind of show you the design on a longer nail, just because you've seen it on my short nails, and I kind of want to just show you how it looks on a longer. So if this was my normal nail, I'd of course do all the nail prep. You can watch this video if you want to know how to properly prep your nails for gel, and then I would use a base. But because this is a soft gel tip, we're not going to do the base. Optional, depending on how your fingernails look, is a kind of natural nail syrup gel. So all this is going to do is kind of like even out the look of your nails. So any kind of marks you may have on them, don't know what I'm doing with it, sorry. Any kind of marks you have on them, any discoloration, a nice syrup gel, a nude colored syrup gel is going to even that out. This is kind of like a good color to do with like French tips and stuff. Keep it nice and light. This is just going to make everything look nice and even and tidy. And because we do have some transparency up at the top of the nail, it's kind of nice to have this continuous color, because once you get dirt under your fingernails, it's going to be really, really obvious. So it's nice to kind of have this like color at the top to kind of hide any kind of like dirt that you may temporarily get under your nails. So I'm going to cure that for a full 30 seconds. Then we're going to get, it's hard to explain what this is, but this is like a shifty, not multi-chrome, but almost like glittery, pearlescent kind of polish. God, it really doesn't show up on camera. Well, you can kind of see it there. It's always better when it's blurred. But if you don't have something like this, you can just get like your favorite very small glitter and mix it with some clear gel or a mixing gel. Just kind of gonna go everywhere with this. Again, like we're not aiming for like a super glittery nail, but we just want a bit of depth and dimension. This one has like a nice goldy, purpley flecked that you just aren't seeing. So I'm gonna cure that again for 30 seconds, sorry. Okay, what we need now is a fairly thick top gel because we're gonna prep the nail for doing chrome. You can use a matte top coat, and there are some great matte top coats, but one thing everyone does have is a top coat and a 100-180 grit file. So all we're gonna do is apply a generous amount of top coat, cure it, then buff that top coat down, and once it's all buffed, it means chrome cannot stick to it. So a generous but not lumpy amount. Just make sure it's all nice and even. You can tell when your product's even when you see the reflection of a light and it's smooth. See what I mean? Whereas if it's not even, it's all like jaggedy. So cure that for 30 seconds again. Now, whilst this is a non-wipe top coat, I am going to get some gel wipe or isopropyl alcohol and give the nail a good wipe, because if there is any residue at all whatsoever, it can ruin your file and kind of like clog it up. So better safe than sorry. So just a couple pumps of isopropyl alcohol. Unfortunately, I seem to have get a bit of a reaction to branded gel wipes, which is a shame. We're just going to let that dry down, make sure it's fully dry, and then start buffing away. It is so important that you get every single bit of shiny nail, every bit of top coat, because chrome will stick wherever there is shine. When you are doing this on your actual nail, it's really important that you go down all the sidewalls, make sure all around the base of the nail is properly buffed as well, because chrome will stick there. However, we are gonna top coat at the end and wipe, so there is a chance to get rid of any chrome that you don't want hanging around. This blue tack that I'm stuck this down with isn't the best. We do still want to keep it nice and light though, because we don't want to buff through the top coat. And then again, with some isopropyl alcohol, just wipe all that buff away. You still got that texture there. And then we're good to go. So let that dry down completely. And you're gonna need a mirror gel. This is the first time I'm gonna be using the Fiote one, but I saw another Izemi, I think, talk about this, and I saw the thickness and viscosity of this, and it's perfect for this design. You want a mirror gel that's thick in viscosity, and that is gonna hold its shape whilst you're kind of like doing the rest of your design, because we're going to be doing a lot of layering of this stuff as well. So the idea is to kind of do like almost like a deconstructed French tip. So I like to load the brush up, load it up, but also not too much. We want to keep the design pretty thin for the first layer. So imagine you're doing a French tip, I would say, for this one. And we're gonna just kind of do whatever, really. This is meant to look like a drippy gold, so you don't have to be too precise. What I like about this mirror gel, it's got so much volume to it. You just kind of go wherever you want. Now, to kind of make it look more interesting, we want to build layers. So I'm going to cure this for 10 seconds just to cure it in place. Once it's cured, we're going to pretty much do the same thing, but we're going to start adding a bit more depth and height to it now by going back over where we've already been and kind of like creating new shapes. Can you even see that? Yeah, you can. Make it thicker in certain places. Make sure it's still nice and flat though, as in like there's no spiky bits coming up, because you can get that with thicker viscosity gels, mirror gels. The placement of this can be whatever you want. It's meant to look like it's been dripped on, so it doesn't have to look fancy in any way. Another 10 seconds just to hold it all in place, and then go in with some more. Where can we go? Let's go back down here. I am curing to hold it in place, but this really keeps its structure, like it's not moving at all. Okay. What I'm also going to do is take the smaller side of the dotting tool, load it up a little bit, make it look like it's dripping a little bit, you know, like there's little bits in other places. Okay, full cure for 30 seconds. Now we're going to do a little star. So you want a non-wipe black. This Everyline Black by Riposo is my favorite. You need the tiniest amount for this. And this is also just going to be gold chrome. Dab your tool in there. Make sure there's not too much excess, otherwise the black will have a lumpy cure. Get it as centered as possible. Load up another thin brush with some black, and then finish the star. And dragging from the middle, because any kind of excess black that is going to make this look like bumpy will be pulled out into the little star bits. So yeah, I'm not too fussy with stars. That will do. I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. Okay, so now we are going to need whatever chrome. This will look good in silver too, but I just kind of like the kind of expensive look of the gold. This is such an amazing gold. I would get a pretty generous amount on there straight away. And you want a firm but light pressure, which I know sounds stupid, but you'll get the hang of it. Now, because we buffed the nail, we shouldn't have to be too careful about getting the gold on the actual, you know, where we don't want it on the actual nail, because it should just wipe away. That is such a good mirror gel. Oh my god, that is so good. You should give it a good buff, kind of like make sure you're getting all the edges in. Do the black, have to reload a little bit for that. You can see where the chrome is just kind of like sliding off because it's not going to stick to that buff surface. Get a nice fluffy brush and very, very gently brush away the excess. Now, it doesn't matter too much if there's any left over because we've got a shimmery base, so it's not going to be too obvious. But this is why it's important to buff everywhere that you can see where you don't want that chrome, because it will stick to anything that's not buffed. So we will finish with a top coat. When you are using chrome, always have a separate top coat that you use purely for chrome, because it hangs around, it'll stick around. I like to kind of do the lumpy bits last. Just load up the brush with a little bit more top coat, not as much as you would use for the whole nail. Just kind of glide it over and make sure that it goes into all those little crevices. Push it in. It should kind of like naturally fall into those crevices as we glide along, but just make sure there's enough to cover all the chrome. Make sure you are capping the tip. Give it a minute to self-level, and then cure for 60 seconds. There we have it. And then you can just kind of obviously like play around with the placing of the different stars you want, little dots, where that drippy gold is going to fall. And of course, after you've done your nails, give it a couple of minutes and then you can oil, well, you should oil those cuticles. Oiling all your nail always makes everything look so much nicer, so much nicer. Although, that being said, oil can have the tendency to dull the shine of a nail, so you can just go over it carefully over your nail, just take away any kind of like oils that you don't want on top. Not permanently dull the shine, but you know. I have had these on for a good week now, so they are growing out a little bit. But yeah, let me know if you try this. You can tag me on my Instagram if you try this, James_S_Welsh. Yeah, let me know how it goes.